Hi guys, and welcome to my mini love masterclass. So today we're going to look into how do relationships work, how do we get them to work, and then the big part of that really for me is improving the relationship with yourself that you have with yourself. And this is a huge topic. There is so much that I could go into with this. And if you want to know more, I also have a free download that you guys can grab, which goes into another part of this and into more depth in other ways. I guess is another way of saying it. But for today, we're going to look at one way of improving the relationship you have with yourself. And the reason that this is really important is because our inner world is reflected in our outer world. If you've heard of the law of attraction, if you've been into spiritual development, you will have this idea or this understanding that we are the creators of our reality. And for me, the more that we go inward, heal ourselves, get to know ourselves, change those stories, those patterns and those beliefs that are in the way of us truly knowing and seeing how wonderful we are, then that radiates out and starts to change our external environment. So if you're like me, you might have in the past had some really challenging relationships. You might be worried that there's something wrong with you because they don't seem to be working out, and that's not the case. All that's happening is that you have some stories and patterns that are in the way, and one of the ways that you can change those is really by starting to get to know and like yourself and love who you are. It is a process, and like I said, there's so many different ways you can do this, and it's something that I work with my clients a lot, and that I helped myself with as well. So today I just want you to start by centering in. So if you're watching this video, whether you're watching it live or in the recording, I just want you to focus on the here and now, on what you are supposed to get from this message, from this masterclass, from this video. So letting the higher purpose be served, being open to be surprised, and letting the energy flow. And just welcoming in the message and what you're here today to hear and to get from this. Okay, so the relationship with yourself is obviously multi-layered, and if you've worked with me or you've heard my stuff before, you will have heard me talking about our ego and our ego parts. So this is a psychotherapy concept, I suppose, where we have all these different ego parts, and what's happening is that when we go through experiences of growing up and we're experiencing life, these ego parts start to attach to stories about what we're experiencing, and they can then often get disconnected from each other. And working on the relationship with yourself for me is really about bringing in those parts of yourself, connecting to the parts that are disconnected from you right now, and getting to know them and learning to love them. That will bring you into this whole feeling of wholeness. And from that point, you are then able to step out into your life and into your relationships from this really solid foundation of love, where you're essentially able to say to your partner and to the people around you, this is me, take me as I am, or leave it. And you can say that from a place of, I am okay with me as me. I am enough. I am wonderful. And if you can't see that and you don't appreciate that, then I have enough value in myself to say, that's not right for me. And when you can do that, that energy will welcome in the love and attention and relationship of someone who is also on a similar frequency, who will love and respect you for who you are as well. So we're going to get a little bit deep when we play with this. So you might want to follow on now with the recording. You might want to come back to this. You might want to pause me at any point while you're going through the activities. So for this, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pen. And we're going to try to connect a part of you that has been disconnected because of some past experience that you might have had in relationships, and that baggage is currently holding you back from really being able to love and have this healthy relationship with yourself. So I want you to think of an event or an experience that you had which might have caused some pain, some struggle in a past relationship, where possibly a part of you is disconnected from another part of yourself, maybe where you felt it was your fault or you feel someone else hurt you. And I just want you to bring up one experience for now, for this class. And what we're going to do is connect to that part. So once you have the experience you're going to work with, just write down how old you were. And then I want you to draw a picture of yourself at that age, at that time. Okay? So this doesn't have to be a wonderful piece of art. It can literally just be a very simple stick person. And I just want you to label it with your name, age, whatever. So for me, I went through a traumatic experience at 21. So I might draw my 21-year-old and just write Amy, age 21, next to it. So just take a second to do that now. Look at that drawing. And you're going to write a letter to that part of you. But before we do that, I want you to start to feel the love and connection and compassion for that part of you that went through that experience. And now, sitting from your older, wiser self, I want you to look back and I want you to forgive any mistakes that part of you might have made. I want you to send them compassion. And I want you to thank them for going through that experience, because ultimately that experience has shaped you. There will be gifts and lessons, valuable lessons from that experience that you might not even know yet. But everything that we go through, every struggle, every challenge is there to help us grow and to help us learn something about ourselves. And relationships are all about learning about self. There's two ways that we want relationships: what our ego wants and what our soul wants. And our ego thinks it wants relationship to meet our needs, the needs that we can't meet for ourselves, to feel loved and wanted by somebody, because often at times in our past we didn't feel loved and wanted. But our soul wants relationships to help us grow. Our soul brings people into our life who are going to reflect back to us any pain or wounds that we haven't healed, anything that's not working for us. And then as we grow and work through those, it will bring relationships in that reflect how we feel about ourselves as we've grown and we've learned to love and like ourselves. We then attract that back. So just take a couple of minutes now to write a quick letter to that part of you. And just remember to come from this place of observation and curiosity rather than blame and shame, because that part of you went through a challenge and it was necessary. And they deserve your compassion and your understanding, and they want to feel heard and acknowledged and loved by you. And when you can do that, this is starting to piece together these little bits of your psyche that have been disconnected, because that's all baggage is from a past relationship. It's just a disconnected part. And when you can connect that part to you, to your heart and your soul and you now, it will feel safe and loved And then it will be able to step out into the world and trust that it is safe and loved, and it won't attach to other people and the way other people treat them, and you won't allow other people to treat you badly, and you will represent yourself and your needs without fear of being rejected. So this is difficult to do, I'm not going to lie, just throw a video, but give this a try, because any steps or progress you can make and any shift in compassion towards that part of yourself will start to heal and will start to bring you back to you and start to improve that relationship with yourself. So when you're writing this letter, focusing on forgiveness and compassion, make sure you apologize for leaving that part of you behind. Even though you didn't realize you were doing it, or that part of you did even existed within your psyche right now, it needs to hear, I am sorry for blaming you, or I am sorry for dismissing you at that time. Okay? And it needs to hear that you're working on it and you want to be there for it and you care. Okay? So once you've written that out, let's take a couple of minutes to do that now. Pause me if you need to. And then I want you to read it out loud to your little picture, or even better, out loud to yourself in the mirror. This may bring up some emotions, so just do whatever you feel comfortable with. And please share with me if you did this exercise, what you got from it, if it helped, how you felt, what your experience was. And you might not feel a significant shift straight away, but something will shift, and you will notice that shift maybe straight away, maybe a couple of days down the line, maybe even a couple of weeks down the line. But the more you stay open to getting to know you, to healing yourself, to liking yourself, to doing this inner work, and the more you commit to that, the more you'll do it, the more magic and change is going to start coming into your life, and you are just going to be able to transform that fear and that doubt and that worry and that insecurity to be able to start to feel that inner sense of peace and trust and love. And honestly, it changes everything. So if you're up for it, I recommend doing that with some other past experiences that pop up for you, and just start to express some love and some gratitude and apologize to those parts, so that you can start connecting these little parts in your psyche and healing them and linking arms with them, bringing them along with you for your journey. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I know this might have seemed a little bit intense today. Maybe it might be new concepts for you. Just give it your best shot, and if you want any more support and help, you can obviously contact me in my group. You can comment below. You can book a call with me to discover what the next steps might look like for you, if you feel called to do that. But let me know how you get on. Thank you so much for watching, and I just want to finish up by giving you some other tips or ways, I guess, in which you can start to work on this relationship with yourself. Going out there and getting some help, finding who you feel drawn to and called to is a massive step in the right direction. Sometimes it might not be perfect, but once you are on this journey and you know what you want to heal and to change and to improve, you will absolutely get there. And other things you can do is start just treating yourself like you want to be treated. Romance yourself, be kind and compassionate towards yourself. And I know this is so hard to do in the beginning. I might not even be aware of how much you beat yourself up. So maybe that's the first step for you to work on this relationship with yourself, is to just start to hear how you treat yourself and how you talk to yourself, and bring some awareness to that. With awareness, you can then start to change that, and just start putting you first, just a little bit more, even just 1% more today, And over the next few days, we'll start to make a difference. So thank you so much for watching, guys.